Hello everyone and welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Matt, and in today's video we're gonna be doing a week of plant care, plant chores, plant to-dos, whatever you want to call them. I just thought it would be a really fun time if I took you throughout my week, and whenever I am about to do some plant care, plant chores, I'm gonna hop on the camera and share what I'm doing with you. This video is very much inspired by Unplanned Parenthood over here on YouTube. She does these crazy, insanely long plant to-dos, week off plant to-dos, and I love watching her videos. I love just putting them on in the background and just feeling like I have a friend with me in the room while I'm doing my own chores. So I hope that this video can bring that kind of comfort to you as well. This is a video that you can just put on your TV or on your phone or whatever, and you can just listen to me talk. We can just have a fun little time together. It's gonna definitely be a lot more fun for me to do my plant care and my plant chores alongside you, and I hope you will also enjoy this kind of content. I will aim to make this video a little bit longer than my usual ones. I don't know how long it will end up being. Currently we are on Monday, and I feel like I want to film at least till Friday, maybe even get some weekend action in. We will see. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna be doing this week. I definitely need to water my plants. I think I'm gonna repot some plants, maybe chop up some plants. We will see, we will see. I haven't really done any plant care this previous week because it has been so cold and so just yucky and gray, and honestly my plants haven't been really, you know, they didn't need anything. Like, I don't want to water my plants when it's super gray and kind of cold because I don't want to overwater them, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of them are due for a watering. I also think I might have some pesties. I have been fighting and struggling with spider mites. I feel like the humidity and the winter is just, they love it. The spider mites love it. And also we are slowly entering spring and the growing season, which means that a lot of bugs from the outside will probably be coming inside because they are obviously waking up as well as the days are getting longer and warmer. And obviously during those longer, warmer, sunnier days, I actually do like to keep my windows and doors open, which I know isn't like the best because then the pests can come in. But honestly, I like fresh air. I love for there to be like a slight breeze or draft in the air. So I am definitely gonna be always putting my comfort in front of my plant's comfort. If you have a big plant collection, you will at some point struggle with pests, and to me this is just kind of like part of the hobby, and I just like to be very proactive and on top of it and keep my leaves and my plants clean, and for the most part that keeps the pest infestations at bay. Like, I never have major pest issues. But I will actually show you a plant that has been struggling with pests. This is my Anthurium Clarinervium, and I absolutely love this plant. This is its latest leaf, and as you can see, she just got a little bit damaged by the spider mites. And honestly, this didn't have like a huge infestation or anything like that. I only saw a couple of spider mites here and there on this plant, but unfortunately, Anthurium leaves are so sensitive and so susceptible to damage when they're like small and emerging and expanding. So yeah, it doesn't take a lot to damage these leaves, but this leaf is now pretty much hardened off, and I did treat this plant 2 times already, and I'm not seeing any spider mites, but I think we will be treating it again today, just with like castile, peppermint, and tea tree soil. I'm not going in with alcohol if I don't see like actual pests on the plant, but as a preventative, I love to use castile soap. Also, she is working on an inflow, but I don't think I'm gonna do anything with that. Like, I don't have a lot of Anthuriums, and honestly the only Anthuriums that are flowering size is this one and my Mag Lux. but I don't think those two are compatible. I don't know. I literally don't know. But yes, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. But what I want to do with this plant is actually give her a little pot extender. You can see she has quite a bit of stem above her soil, and I just want to get a pot extender on there so she can actually expand her roots and grow those adventitious roots. Like you can see over here, there's just a lot of roots at the bottom, and it would really help her stabilize and get some more root growth going. So I'm gonna be using one of these one of these pot extenders. I get these from Plant Scraper, but you can get them from a lot of places. I know Russo Plant Care has one. I'm pretty sure you can also get these on Amazon. They are very, very handy. But one of the reasons why I actually want to expand this plant is because I've done a similar thing to my Maglux hybrid. Also, look at her. She is so stunning. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So beautiful. And she's working on this brand new leaf. It's still hardening off and sizing up. Is that a spider mite? No, okay, it's fine, it's fine. Also, I probably shouldn't be touching this plant after I touched that plant because this one doesn't have pests. Oh well, it's fine. But yes, as you can see, a couple of weeks ago, I installed a plant extender, or why do I keep calling them plant extenders? A pot extender on this plant. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but over here, she already has some roots going on, which is insane. And like I said, I've only done this a couple of weeks ago, and she already is pushing out a lot of roots. So I want to do that to my Clarinervium because I think it will just help her grow a lot better. And I just have some sphagnum moss. So yeah, I'm going to fill it with sphagnum moss. In the past, I think I had this on my Alocasia Friedeck back when I was growing it in soil, and I would just like put soil on top. But for my Anthuriums, I find that sphagnum moss is actually a better solution for the pot extender. And obviously I usually let the top layer of soil dry out. So honestly, it's not a lot of maintenance as with like a moss pole that you constantly have to keep wet. I basically wet this moss whenever I water the plant, and it seems to be fine, honestly. I mean, it's constantly moist on my other plants, so I don't think it should be a problem on this one. Alrighty, so I adjusted you a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing, and this actually does have a little film, so let's go ahead and remove that if I can grab it. Oh, so satisfying. I love peeling these things. It is so satisfying. And yes, these are like crystal clear, which is amazing. I love it. And you just basically buckle it in. It is a very, very simple, straightforward process. But actually, before we do that, I want to remove some of these like old sheaves. We also have some dried up inflows. So I just want to clean her up just so that nothing rots. Also, I'm going to remove this Velcro. I don't even know why that was in here. It's obviously not doing anything. I do have this thing on a U trellis, but honestly, it's like tilting forwards so badly because this plant is quite heavy. So I might have to like re-trellis her or figure out a different sort of solution. But for now, I don't mind this setup. I just want to get her a little bit cleaned up. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and use one of these and maneuver it around the trellis. And I'm just going to put it like, I'm not going to center it completely. I'm going to put it around the plant. And I think I'm going to use the middle buckle maybe, or maybe should I use the biggest buckle? Let's use the biggest buckle. There we go, very easy, and I just kind of push it into the soil a little bit. There we go, like so. It does wiggle sometimes, but honestly, it's not a big deal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take some sphagnum moss. This is kind of moist, it's not like completely moist. And usually I would love to do this and then like water the plant through, but this plant isn't yet due for a watering, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put the moss in here, and then I'm gonna lightly mist the moss and try to keep it moist that way until I have to water it. And then once I actually have to water this plant, I will really soak the moss. And I think she will be very happy with that. Back in the day, I used to just put like a moss mound on my Anthuriums, but it was always kind of like a mess, and then the sphagnum would get everywhere. And I feel like this kind of contains it. Like the sphagnum still tends to get everywhere just because it's sphagnum, and sphagnum moss has a mind of its own and it loves to go everywhere. But I feel like this kind of keeps it a little bit more under control. But there we go. I think she will definitely appreciate that. And I think once the roots start growing, I mean, obviously, it's just going to give the plant more nutrition and more support, because the roots will start first growing into the moss, and then they will actually find their way into the soil, which is amazing. Also, I just want to show you again, I know I always show you the root system of this plant, but look at her. Look at those noodles. I love her so much. This is such a hardy and resilient Anthurium. But yes, that task is done. Very simple and easy. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up real quickly. We are in my downstairs bathroom, and I'm just gonna spray this girly off. Again, I'm just using a mixture of peppermint castile soap and tea tree castile soap in my lovely electric sprayer. If y'all don't have an electric sprayer, do yourself a favor and get one, because these are magical and they will literally save your wrists. Since I'm already down here, I thought I might as well show you some plants that I don't usually share on this channel, because they do live in my bedroom, which is a place that I don't really film in often, and the plants in here are quite often very neglected. But I wanted to show you my Epipremnum giganteum, because she is massive. Like, this plant is getting really big. She does have a yellowing leaf over here, because this leaf was actually growing up against the window, and obviously we had a very cold year, or cold winter. So yeah, but that's okay. Like, the rest of her looks so amazing, and she has some really juicy aerial roots in the pole. Like, that is stunning. She even has like one all the way up there. So she is such a gorgeous little beauty, and I really don't showcase her on my channel all too often, so I thought I would give her her little 5 minutes of fame. And I'm actually going to show you another plant. Actually, I'm going to show you two plants. So this is my Philodendron mame, and this is a plant that I struggled with very long, and I always had a battle with this plant. It always had pests, it always had root issues, but recently I did transition it into semi-hydro, and I'm actually getting some good growth on her now. Please ignore this. This was entirely my fault, because I tried to unfurl it. I know, but yes, I'm actually getting some like nice growth on her. This leaf is looking really pretty. It's not like huge, but honestly, for me, this is good, because I couldn't grow this plant for crap. This plant wouldn't give me any leaves while I was growing it in soil, and she is happy as a clam growing in semi-hydro. You can see how many roots she has. So I am really looking forward to her. And I have her, so my bedroom has like north-facing windows. They're not like the brightest spot in the world, obviously, but I feel like this plant did get like bleached under my grow lights, and honestly it's a crawler, so it does require a lot of space, and I think it will be quite happy in that spot. Also, another plant that I struggle with and featured in one of my plants I struggled with video is my Monstera Adansonii, and she is also looking quite a bit better now. Like this newest leaf, she's working over here on a new one as well, so I am very happy. I took your guys' advice and started watering this plant more, and yeah, I mean, she's still giving me mangled leaves like this, unfortunately. And it's not, oh god, there's a lot of fungus gnats here. Get out of here. It's not pest related. Like, I'm not seeing any thrips on this plant. I'm constantly showering her and treating her. So I think it's just, I don't know, there is a lot of fungus gnats. Get out of here. These moss poles, I swear to god. But yes, she has a nice root system in here and is starting to look stunning. I mean, this is obviously still a very juvenile Adansonii, but hopefully she will start growing better. Also, again, I am keeping her in that north-facing window, which I'm not sure if it's like enough light for this plant, but I don't love her enough to give her like a prime spot up in my studio, so she will just have to make do with what she's got. Also, I don't know if y'all remember, we did a plant chores video a couple of months ago where I started over my Stendaliana, and she is also doing great. She has started to root, which is fabulous. She did activate some growth points. I mean, obviously she is still looking very small, but in case somebody is wondering, she is alive, she is well, and she is starting to grow. And I think once she starts to actually climb up this moss pole, she will look really gorgeous. I find that this is a very pretty plant when it's on a moss pole and all of the leaves are facing forwards. It just looks very stylish, and I love that this plant actually manages to cover the moss pole nicely. I love plants like my Marble Queen or even the Adansonii that really just cover the moss pole, so you don't necessarily see the moss pole, but just like a nice planty display. Alright, so that's it for the bedroom plant showcase. I have to go do some other stuff, and then later on I will be back on here and we will continue our plant care extravaganza. You guys, the spider mites are bullying me. So I just took a shower. I had a lovely little dinner. I made some veggie risotto, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do some lovely plant care. And then I get up here and I literally look at this plant and I can see them crawling on here. You probably won't be able to see them, but like, look, can you see them? I don't think you can see them. You can see them. You can see the little dots. Oh my god, they're so annoying. There was one leaf. I found one leaf that was so infested, and I was like, this is nasty. Like, can you see them? Wait, over here. I'm not showing you anything properly. Come on, focus. Will you focus? No. I don't think my camera is that good at focusing like up close. There we go. I think you can see them now. Like, look at them. Look at them. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. So annoyed. This is my Maranta lemon lime, and honestly, there is always something wrong with this plant. This plant always has some kind of pest. It's either thrips or spider mites. I can never get this thing to be pest free. And I'm so annoyed. I'm really just annoyed because I constantly treat this thing. Like, I constantly treat this thing and it just keeps on coming back. And the shitty part about this plant is that she is always growing, which, yes, you might think that's great. Why am I complaining about a plant growing? But the issue is that if you like treat it, or even if you treat it with like water while it's pushing new growth, it will turn into this crispy melted nonsense. I think I have another. There we go. Here we go. This is a perfect example. Like, do you see this? Because the water gets stuck in the leaves while it's still kind of unfurling and coming out of its sheath, and then it just melts. Oh, dear Lord, dear Lord. So what I'm gonna do is honestly just give her a good old chop. I think you'll be able to see some spider mites on here. I mean, it's not like terrible, but it's no bueno. I am not here for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chop off what I see is like very infested or just looks really bad. Also, I'm gonna take off these flowers because honestly, these flowers are annoying. Like this thing has been flowering for quite a while now. And listen, I like flowers and they are cute in the beginning, but like I said, this has been flowering for a while now and I'm just kind of over the flower. I don't need them. And honestly, they just create a lot of mess. So I'm just chopping. I am just chopping, y'all. This plant is truly just annoying me so much. And like I said, this thing always has some kind of issue. It always has thrips or spider mites. And honestly, I had like an easier time with thrips on this plant, which is kind of hilarious. But with thrips, like I can just chop off the infected leaf and that's it. But with spider mites, there are so many like crevices and corners that they can hide in because obviously it's a bushy plant. I'm just kind of annoyed, kind of peeved because I thought I was gonna have a cozy little evening, you know, just watering my plants, but it's okay. It's okay, we can still have a cozy little evening. I'm not gonna let this bring me down. This is just the daily life of a plant parent, but I am gonna go ahead and pest treat this thing and yeah, I don't know. Luckily, this thing lives basically by itself, and it lives by itself because I know it's such a spider mite and just thrip magnet, so I always keep this plant like on its separate shelf. Also, this leaf is not looking good, so let me just chop her right back, and don't worry. Do not worry, it's okay that I'm chopping her back. She will grow back. This is such a fast grower. And honestly, a very resilient plant, so I'm not worried. I just want to see, she could also probably use a water. I mean, the soil is still kind of moist, but I do think I'm gonna give it a water. It's not like too moist, but you can see she has some stunning roots. Really beautiful. But yes, she's a bit of a headache when it comes to the pest department. So if you have this plant or if you're gonna get this plant, definitely make sure that you are checking her often. But yeah, let's go ahead and treat this girly. I am gonna be using my electric sprayer for this, and I am actually also gonna be using my alcohol mix for this because, like I said, I only use alcohol when I see an active infestation. And listen, I never measure this kind of stuff. There are multiple recipes and kind of like measurements, but I literally just eyeball it. I add a little bit of alcohol and then I will add warm water. You don't want cold water because I feel like warm water just works better. I don't know, maybe I'm making it up. And then I'm also gonna add some Dr. Wood's Peppermint Castile Soap and Dr. Wood's Tea Tree Castile Soap. And I just have this little cap which belongs to the electric sprayer, and I add half of each. This is like 20 milliliters, so it's about a tablespoon of each. But again, I'm not too precious about it. Also, I like to add the soap after adding the water, because if you add the soap first and then the water, it will get all soapy and sudsy. But yeah, I just give this a good little mix and I go to town. And I make sure to hit both the upper side of the leaf and the back seal, and I definitely make sure to give it a good rinse, and you can just see them falling off. Also making sure to get the stem, because that's where they hide. And unfortunately, like I said, Marantas have just so many crevices, so you will probably miss some pests, but that's okay. Like I am aware that I'm not gonna be able to eradicate them completely, especially not on like just one treatment. So that's not my goal. My goal is to just bring it under control, and then hopefully with time I can eradicate them. Although again, I know they're gonna be back. I know they're gonna be back, you guys. This plant always has pests, but oh well. And also I go in, like I'm not like boop boop, like no, that's I don't do that. I go in. I really spray the hell out of these leaves, which maybe isn't the best for the plant, but listen, I'm not playing, y'all. I'm really not playing. Like, I'm going to town on this thing, okay? Also, I should really be wearing gloves while doing this, if I'm being completely honest, because there is alcohol in here and that's gonna dry out my skin, but oh well, it is what it is. I make sure to get the top of the soil and the pot as well. Very, very important, because spider mites can actually survive on surfaces. And do you see how easy it is with the electric sprayer? Like, if I had to do this by hand and just like pump, Jesus Christ, my hand would be cramping so badly. And listen, I have like issues with carpal tunnel just because I'm an artist, so I use my hand a lot. So I don't need like more stress on my wrists. There we go. She is nicely saturated. I really tried to get every nook and cranny, and now we will see how this will turn out. I'm also gonna go ahead and just spray down the cover pot because again, spider mites can live on surfaces, and I will also, what's it called? I will also clean the shell for the surface that this plant lives on. So yeah, just making sure to give this a nice little rinse as well, and then I will just rinse it with some water. And I did forget to water her, so let me just do that real quickly. And if you are wondering about the fertilizer that I use, it's this one. It's by Hesse. It's their houseplant elixir. It's a good old fertilizer. I like it. It's not too expensive. It apparently has all the like vital elements and vitamins and amino acids and whatnot. But honestly, I think like 90% of fertilizers are just marketing, and like just use whatever you have. Just use whatever you have available, whatever is affordable for you, and like I'm sure your plants will be fine. I don't think there is any spider mites on my Alocasia fry deck, but since I already have the concoction mixed up, I thought might as well give her a spray down as well, because this is another plant that is very susceptible to spider mites. Also, I wanted to show you, but she is in flower. And listen, I don't care about, oh, I just turned off that light, whoopsie. There we go. I do not care about Alocasia flowers, but like, I guess it's cool because it's like pretty big. But yeah, she is flowering, which I'm not too happy about, because I just don't like when my Alocasias flower, because I feel like they tank really, really badly. But oh well, I'll just take it as a sign that she is doing good and that she is happy. She lives in semi-hydro, obviously, and I do like to regularly flush my semi-hydro plants. I feel like it just removes all of the like salts and nutrient buildup, and also just rehydrates all of the pond properly. So I don't know. I don't think this is like a necessary step to do it like every time. I just like to do it. Somebody tell me why these two small tasks took so much out of me. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. Oh God. I think that I'm gonna take a little break. I actually have some other things that I need to do, and maybe later I will hop on here and water some more plants. I don't think anybody is like in desperate need. I think they're all good, but I think I will just take a look later and see what needs to be done, and if not, I will see you tomorrow. But yeah, we will see. I have to say, as much as I love filming, it is exhausting and it makes everything just 10 times harder. Like watering your plants, pest treating, you know, just setting up all the equipment, setting up the angles, and maneuvering around the equipment, especially in a tight space, can be quite difficult. So yeah, it just takes a lot more energy and focus. But yes, we have a whole week ahead of us, so I'm sure we will get everything done. But I think I do need to also remember to take some time for myself and just relax and cozy up. I really haven't been prioritizing like downtime. In the past couple of weeks, it's all been like work, 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 work. Like I gotta do my 9-to-5 job, then I gotta record, then I gotta film, then I gotta edit. And it's been a lot, and I'm not complaining. I love it, but it is a lot, and I just need to remember to also take some time for myself and really just relax and chill and not do anything. Like, not every second of my life needs to be productive and accounted for. Like, it's okay if I take just an hour to like just be a potato on the couch. So this is a reminder to you as well that if you are feeling overwhelmed or overworked, that you need to take care of yourself as well as your plants. I want to repot my rattlesnake Calathea. If you watched this video where I talked about my favorite plant from each genus, I actually talked about this plant and I mentioned it as my favorite Calathea, which it is because it is just such a drama-free plant. However, full transparency, I have neglected this thing so much. And in that video, I actually mentioned that I wanna give this plant some more love because she deserves more love. She lives in a pretty dark spot, which isn't ideal, but honestly, she's doing fine there. She's not thriving, but she's doing fine. And I mean, I had this plant for probably 2 years now, and I mean, I bought her as a pretty large specimen, but she hasn't tanked. But yeah, I just want to give her some love because, y'all, this is crazy. She is still in the original pot that I bought her in, which is so unlike me because I hate these pots. She is even in the original soil that I bought her in. And again, I just hate that soil, so this is very, very uncharacteristic of me. She is so dusty. We're just gonna give her some love. She is currently in a 17 centimeter pot, and I wanna move her to a 21 centimeter pot. It's not gonna be like a huge upgrade, but I think it should be an upgrade nonetheless. Also, I am gonna be using some of my own homemade DIY soil mix. This is just some regular store-bought soil mixed in with perlite and orchid bark, and I think there's also some pon in here. It's a little bit more moisture retentive and not as chunky as I would like this. This is a mix that I would use more for like my balcony plants, but this is a Calathea, and Calatheas do like a more water retentive substrate, so I think this should be fine. I recently mixed this up and I don't have any of my houseplants yet in it, so I'm gonna try. I'm trying to move away from like buying so many premium blended, pre-blended soil mixes just because they do get a little bit pricey. And again, I did make this one a little bit too dense for my taste, but at least I'm learning, and with the next batch I can actually do it properly, and this batch will not go to waste because I could just use it outdoors for my balcony plants, because that is something that I definitely want to do this spring. I want to get my balcony under control. Anyways, I'm talking way too much. I'm going to lower you down so you can actually see what I am doing. And yeah, let's go ahead and unpot this thing. I have never unpotted this plant, so honestly, I don't even know what the root situation is like. I don't even know if she's root bound. I mean, I would assume so. Ooh, okay. Okay, there are some very, very healthy roots, which is amazing. She's not too to root bound, so that's great. But you can see she has some really stunning root, and this makes this pretty water retentive. She's actually quite wet still. I didn't expect this. I don't remember the last time I watered her, but she does have some really stunning roots. I am not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna tease anything in here. I just want to repot her and get her situated in a new pot. I mean, she's not like horribly, I guess she could use an upgrade. I guess I'll give her an upgrade. If nothing else, I can refresh the soil, because I think she will appreciate it either way. I'm just gonna tease a little bit at the top, and I don't think this plant definitely doesn't like grow a lot, but again, I do have it in a pretty dark spot, so I don't fault her for not growing. I just want to give her a little bit more love, a little bit more care, because I really want to get my collection to a place where every plant in my collection is looking good. I mean, I know that's so hard to do, especially when you have like 100 plants. If you have like only 10 plants, then it's easier to make them all look, aesthetic and pretty and get like nice pots for them and stuff like that. But when you do have over 100 plants, it can definitely be difficult to, get everybody looking nice. But I'm gonna try. I'm really on the mission to curate my collection and get it to a good spot. So yeah, like I mentioned, I'm gonna use a 21 centimeter pot. Also, Jesus Christ, this soil is so heavy. Oh God, okay. I don't know why I'm doing this on the carpet. I really don't, but oh well. I'm just gonna go ahead and plop some soil at the bottom. I mean, this mix is definitely a lot more chunky than the one she was in previously, or the one that she is in, so I'm sure she'll be fine. So I'm just gonna plop her in here. You cannot see anything because of how chunky this plant is. There we go. Maybe if I give you a bit of a different angle, you'll actually be able to see what I'm doing. Not that this is anything revolutionary or new. I'm pretty sure y'all know how to repot plants. I'm always kind of like, it's always funny whenever I record these videos and I'm like, should I be more educational or should I like talk through my process more? But I feel like y'all know how to take care of plants. I don't want my channel to be like, I don't know, I want to teach newcomers and people who are just joining the hobby, yes. But for the most part, I don't want this channel to be teachy or preachy, mainly because I'm not an expert. I'm still very much a beginner at this hobby myself. Like, I don't have years and years of experience growing plants. And so I don't want to come on here and be like, this is how you do it, because I don't know how you do it. And I don't think there is one way to do something successfully. I always say just stick to what works for you and do that. This channel is more about just us hanging out, having a good time, talking about plants, sharing the love for plants. And I think that's what I want my channel to be, not necessarily just education focused. And also, I just don't want to give you guys like wrong information. For me, this hobby is very much just about trial and error, and I try a lot of things. Some things work out, some things don't, and I think that's kind of what I want to share. But yeah, tappa tappa tappa, give her a little slap on her booty. There we go, Rattlesnake Calathea, she is done. And since the previous soil was actually quite moist, I'm not gonna water this thing. I'm just gonna leave it for a couple of days and then I will water it. But her leaves are so dusty, so I'm gonna get a cloth and we can just clean her up a little bit. I'm just gonna use my microfiber glove. I honestly don't use this thing often enough. I don't know, it's just not something that I gravitate towards. I definitely prefer using like just a regular moist microfiber like cloth. And the gloves, I mean, they're great, but Usually I like to wipe my plants with like some kind of solution or like a wet wipe. I feel like that makes the leaves look better, but like moistening this glove and then having that moisture on your hands is just, oh, it feels very, very nasty to me. But honestly, this plant, she doesn't have any pests or anything, so I just want to literally clean her leaves and get the dust off of her. I'm not gonna do like a thorough job. I really am not. I just wanna remove the, oh, I just broke a little bit. I just want to remove some dust so she can actually properly photosynthesize. She does have some crispy leaves, but I'm not gonna remove any of her leaves. I'm just gonna leave her be, and hopefully this upcoming spring season, she will actually start growing for me. I really like her in the spot that she's in, but I do realize that that spot doesn't really allow her to grow or like unlock her full potential. So I don't know, I'll just leave her there and we will see. I mean, again, I do like this plant, but it's not one that I'm like crazy about. But yes, she's looking a lot better now, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put her in her old spot. She just lives over here next to my aquarium, next to my ZZ plant. Also, some of you did comment that you would like to see my aquarium, so here's a little walkthrough. Honestly, I am so new to this aquarium hobby. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing, so please don't judge me. I'm still learning, and I'm making a lot of mistakes with just a quick little look at my aquarium in case somebody is curious. I was just about to water my lovely, lovely Hoya Linearis. You can see how freaking long she is. And I just noticed that she has quite a few of these like bold stems, in particular on the upper portion of the plant. So I thought, let's go ahead and give her a bit of a haircut. This is something that I regularly do with this plant. So basically these straggly things, I will just take them off. Some of them I will propagate, like sections like this that don't really have any leaves, I'm not gonna keep. But for example, a section like this, you can see, hopefully you can see, there you go. You can see like how bold it is. It's not bad, but she's quite bold. So I'm just gonna go ahead and chop it all the way back here. And now I have this long section, and I'm gonna propagate this one that actually has some nice leaves. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and take this section, and then I'm gonna chop it down here, and there we go. Now we have a lovely little cutting, and I'm just gonna put these on some tissue paper because these bleed a lot. But yeah, pieces like these, I mean, I could propagate this, but I'm not going to. Like, I don't need that much Hoya Linearis. Like, I have this huge plant and I have another backup plant, so it's fine. I'm covered when it comes to Hoya Linearis. I just really wanna give her a prune since we are entering the spring season, obviously, and this is the best time to prune your plants, and she will definitely regrow, reshoot. So this is something I do very, very often with this plant. This vine is actually looking pretty bad altogether. There's a lot of these bald spots. Dang, okay. I guess I must have underwatered her at some point because she is really bolden up here. I don't want to like take off too much, but I definitely want to take off the sections that are balding because yeah, it'll just look a lot better and she will just fill out. And obviously, like I said, I have that other Hoya Linearis plant. It's a smaller plant, so I can basically just stick all of those cuttings into that one and they should root. Like Hoya Linearis, I find root so easy. You can literally just stick them into some into some water, into soil, into pond. I think these things will literally root in anything. And this is such a therapeutic thing for me. I know people are often afraid to chop their plants, but honestly, it just feels so nice in my opinion. Like it's such a nice way to start over. And you know, that's such a great thing about plants, that you can start them over. You can chop them back, and the plant, yes, it might look a little bit worse for some time, but it will eventually start looking better because it will fill out with time. So honestly, I just love giving my plants a good old chop from time to time. Now, Hoyas in particular are a bit of a pain to chop up because they do bleed and the white sap gets literally everywhere. But oh well, we still love them. We still love them dearly. This one is also kind of scraggly. This one I'm not going to propagate. I guess I could maybe propagate the end. The end is fine, but like this part over here, I do not care for. But yes, this is such a therapeutic activity for me because not only do I get to kind of look at my plant in a better light, but also just, you know, appreciate it, appreciate how far it's come. It's basically the same as when you go and get a haircut and you just feel so free and so lovely afterwards. And it does take some time to adjust to the new haircut, but usually you're happy about the haircut, unless obviously you got a bad haircut, which sometimes happens. But listen, just like hair, our plants grow back. So I'm really not scared of chopping my plants. And I just this is something I really want to encourage everybody to do from time to time. Just, you know, take a look at your plants, see if you can give them a little bit of a prune, a little bit of a chop. And I think your plants will thank you in the long run. And this kind of early spring is definitely the best time to give your plants a nice little haircut. I think this is it for now. Like, I took off a couple of pieces. I didn't want to go like overboard. There are still a few bald spots. You know what? I'm going to take off this one. There are still a couple of bald spots here and there, but for the most part, I got rid of the ones that were kind of like bugging me, and she is looking stunning. I mean, this plant always looks stunning. Like, y'all, this plant is always so beautiful. So yeah, now I can go ahead and water her, and yes, she will grow back. Wait, there is one more section that I want to get rid of. I mean, do I want to get... Yeah, I want to get rid of this section. Okay, I'm going to propagate it though. There we go. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and put these into some water. I have this gorgeous vase that I recently got from IKEA. This is from their spring collection, and it is so stunning. It comes in this orangey color and also comes in like a yellow color, but I think I prefer the shape of the orange one more. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this into water. Again, this is such a fast and prolific rooter. Like, I never had any issues rooting Hoya linearis. I will say, if you're rooting Hoyas in like directly in a substrate, definitely make sure that you keep that substrate pretty moist, whether that be pond or soil or whatever. You just want to keep it moist until you actually start seeing some roots, and that way you should have a pretty easy time propagating any type of Hoya. But honestly, I really do find Hoyas very easy to propagate. Now, their roots oftentimes do go through shock when you move them from one substrate or another. They're definitely very sensitive roots, but they are, you know, you can easily just like reroot them in my experience. But yeah, I'm just gonna root this in water, and then I'll probably pot it up either with that mother plant or with the little baby plant later on. But yeah, there we go. Hoya linearis It's looking so cute. Also, since I'm speaking about rooting Hoyas, I want to give you an update on some Hoyas that I actually got recently. If you watched this unboxing video, you would have seen these two Hoyas, and I am so happy to say that I think they are rooted. So this is my Wilbur's Graves Silver, and if I tug it lightly, I can definitely feel that she is anchored down. I directly put this into some Lechuza Pawn, and I just kept it very moist, and yeah, she rooted up quite fast. I do have this in like a small IKEA Acrobar cabinet, so the added humidity definitely does help, but that it's not sealed or anything, so it's not like 100% humidity. It's maybe like a couple of percent more humid than in my environment. But yes, she rooted. And then the other one is my Hoya Rochery, whatever you want to call it, and that one also seems to have rooted. I am so happy about these two Hoyas, and I hope they will start growing this season. I'm not seeing any growth points yet, but hopefully they will activate. But speaking of actually plants that are growing, I have another Hoya to show you. My Hoya Paradisa or Paradisiae, I don't know how you say this one either. Do you see that she has some growth activated and she's pushing out some tiny leaves? I am so excited about this plant. I am really looking forward to seeing this plant size up and mature. Now, I'm not sure if I want to let this thing trail or trellis. My initial idea is to let it trail because I think these look really beautiful when they're trailing. But I think it would maybe grow better if it was trellised, and I also think I would get more blooms if I were to trellis this thing. If any of you have this plant, please let me know in the comment section below. Do you have it trellised? Do you have it trailing? I am really curious to know. As for the other two, I will definitely be trellising the Wilbur's Graves and the Eve's Rochery. I would really love to have a nice trailing basket of this. I mean, I am inspired by Sherman's specimen, which looks so stunning, so beautiful. It's time to water some of my girlies, and I'm gonna be starting off with my Anthurium Wendlingeri, and she is actually working on a brand new leaf. I'm so excited, and I hope I won't ruin this one because the previous leaf, which was this one, yeah, I kind of wrecked that one, and the leaf before that also got snapped when this plant dropped. So hopefully nothing bad will happen to this leaf. And I'm just using some fertilizer water. I pretty much fertilize with every watering. I try to use just regular tap water, maybe like once a month or so, just to flush out the medium, but more often I will just use fertilizer water and water in my sink. This is my Hoya, I always forget, is it Macrophylla or Latifolia? It used to be one thing and then it got reclassified as another thing, so I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it's a Latifolia, but she is starting to grow. And I'm so excited. Look at that. Oh my God. This is such a beautiful Hoya. Just give her some water as well. Okay, this girly is very dry. This is my variegated Maranta. I never know what the middle name of this thing is. It's Maranta K something. Ooh, look at this leaf. This is interesting. I'm just now seeing this, but can you see how, like, I don't know if it will show up on the camera, but it's kind of like dark purplish. Very interesting. It kind of looks a little bit like a silver band. That is very interesting. Also, I'm just gonna spray this girly down as well, because again, it is a Maranta, and if we learned anything from that lemon lime that we treated earlier in the video, it is that these are very pest prone. Although I don't think I had pests on this particular Maranta, but you know what? Since she is already in the sink, I might as well water her or spray her off. But I will also water her because she does need a drink. I find it kind of hard to water these like really bushy plants. Like you really have to be very, very careful. My Hoya Wooliniana UT152, I believe she started growing. So cute. She needs some water. And also this thing, which I cannot remember its name, Lacanosa. Is it Hoya Lacanosa? I don't know. I'll have it on the screen. But it's the white pearl variety from what I remember. And I'm just going to go ahead and give these two cuties some water as well. Some of my Hoyas are really starting to grow, which I am so excited. Even my Sulawesiana actually put out a growth point, and I don't know if you all watched, what video was it? I think one of my previous plant care or plant chore videos, and I mentioned that my Sulawesiana wasn't growing, and soon afterwards she actually did start pushing out a growth point, which I'm so excited about. She actually needs some water, so I can show you her. So this is the Hoya in question. This is the Hoya Sulawesiana, and can you see that? She is working on a growth point. How stunning is that? This is literally my dream Hoya. Like the blooms on this thing are, they are out of this world, y'all. They are crazy beautiful. They are just, I call them the drag queens of the Hoya bloom world because they're just so fabulous. Like it literally looks like they have a cute little coat on. It is magnificent. Another Hoya, this is my Kamingiana or Kamingii, I don't know. But yes, little cutie. And my Shibu Blue also needs some water. I've noticed that I moved quite a lot of plants into semi-hydro, and some of them are like doing really well and taking to the semi-hydro beautifully, and some of them are taking their sweet ass time. So I don't know, we will see how that will work out. I would really love if I could grow all of my plants in semi-hydro. Like I think that would be great because I don't know, I really like taking care of my semi-hydro plants. Like it's a lot easier than taking care of my soil plants because for my soil plants, I'm never really sure when I need to water them. And for my semi-hydro plants, I don't have that problem. But I don't know if like all of my plants will enjoy semi-hydro. I definitely think that like an actual organic substrate that has, you know, fungi and all of those nutrients and stuff is better than semi-hydro or like a non-organic substrate. But I really would like to grow all of my plants in non-organic substrates, but it's just, oh, I broke a little leaf. I didn't even notice. It depends on how the journey will go, but yeah, we will see. I mean, we are entering the growing season, so I do hope that will make the transitions a lot easier. A perfect example of a plant that has been doing really well in semi-hydro is my Philodendron Sodiroi. She is absolutely stunning and loving the semi-hydro life. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the newest leaf and it is quite a bit bigger than the last one. And I had quite a bit of struggle actually sizing this thing up back when I was growing it in soil. I was also growing this on just a DIY wired moss pole, and since then I switched it to a closed back clear plastic moss pole, and I'm pretty sure that that is also part of the reason why we're having success now, because as you can tell, she has some gorgeous roots back in the moss. And also just her roots in the semi-hydro are so nice and so healthy. And yeah, this is definitely a plant that has taken to the semi-hydro transition without an issue. The leaves feel super healthy. I mean, like I said, she is giving me really nice growth. So fingers crossed that this will continue. I can already see that she is working on a new leaf already, and this one isn't even like fully hardened off. So she is truly, truly amazing. She has been growing all throughout winter without a single problem. So I do hope she will continue on this track once the growing season comes. Yeah, the roots in the semi-hydro are so healthy. There are a couple of dead ones, but I would assume that those are just the old soil roots, because I did like take the plant out of soil and transplant it directly into semi-hydro without doing any transition period. And that's one thing that I will say about semi-hydro. I think it's a lot better and easier to just start a plant anew instead of transitioning it, because when you transition plants, they do go through quite a lot of shock. So honestly, moving forward, if I want to start a plant in semi-hydro, I think I'm just gonna take some cuttings and root those in water and then just put them into semi-hydro, because it seems to be a lot better way. Yes, it takes a lot longer for the plant to actually establish, but I think in the long run, it will be better for the plant. Anyway, what I want to do with this plant is clean her up a little bit, because this plant has a lot of EFN on her leaves, and EFN isn't dangerous. Like, it's not bad for your plant. It is just these like nectar, sweet nectar things that your plant produces in order to attract pests, but it does burn leaves and leaves like an unsightly spot. So I just want to go ahead and clean her off. Plus, this is a great time to actually, you know, look at the plant and also give her just a general pest treatment. It is so funny to me that plants produce these like extra floral nectaries, because yes, I can obviously see the benefit. Obviously, they attract ants and other, probably even pollinators and stuff. But it's like, girl, why are you doing something that in the long run like burns your leaves and makes you look ugly? I mean, I suppose plants really don't care about their appearance, do they? I think we are the ones that actually care about our plants' appearances. But it is a little bit funny. But then again, I suppose that, you know, our plants come from the rainforest, and there is a lot more rain, clearly, and a lot more humidity, so maybe like the spots or maybe the nectar doesn't stay on the leaf long enough to actually cause damage. Because if you are proactive and if you do remove the extra floral nectaries on time, you can avoid the damage. But I find it so hard, because you really have to be on top of it, and you have to shower the plant constantly. Like, I know gloriosums, or not glorious, I mean gloriosum also has a lot of extra floral nectaries, but the glorious is a plant that is known for having so many extra floral nectaries, and if you want to keep those leaves like nice and healthy looking, you have to wash that thing constantly, which does get rather annoying rather quickly. I mean, I'm not too bugged by like some cosmetic damage. I mean, these are plants we're growing after all, and I constantly have to remind myself that these are living things, these are plants, and they will never, these are real plants, they're not plastic, and they will never look like perfect. Never ever will a plant look perfect unless you buy it as a plastic plant. And even plants in nature don't look perfect. I mean, whenever I look at pictures from, you know, plants from the rainforest or whatever, they look so beat up, because obviously there are harsh winds, there is harsh rain, animals are eating them. So yeah, I think we focus too much on making our plants perfect and just making them look the best they can, which, I mean, yes, it is amazing when you have all of these gorgeous looking, beautiful, big plants, but that shouldn't be our priority. Our priority should be just taking care of them, having a piece of nature in our homes, and ultimately enjoying this hobby. Ultimately, this hobby should be fun. This hobby should bring you joy and happiness. And I don't think we should be stressing about some visual damage. But I get it. It's easier said than done. But yes, just a little clean for her so she can be nice and NFE, not NFE. What is it called? An extra floral EFN 3. There we go. Philodendron, Sodiroi. I have this Pothos over here, and this is actually the Pothos that you can see in the background of some of my videos. I have it climbing up the wall, and I also have a couple of cuttings that I took from this Pothos because she was looking a little bit scraggly and not too cute because obviously it was winter and this plant doesn't get a lot of light. So I thought we could repot them. And I was kind of like, because this is a pretty big bush of Pothos, I was kind of like humming and hawing if I should just make this a new plant. But I literally have, let me check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different golden Pothos plants. So I don't think I need the 5th one. I really do like them because they're just such a great like filler plant, and you can put them anywhere and they look really cool trailing, but I just don't need more. So I think I will combine these back into a new pot, and I think it will look cute and bushy. However, I do have a bit of a problem, and my problem is that this is already pretty root bound in here, but I don't want to put it in a bigger pot. First of all, I don't have like a cute cover pot that's big enough for this pot. And my second problem is that I don't really want to give it like a huge pot because then it will just look super awkward and it won't really fit on my shelf. So what I decided to do is I'm going to be using one of these Elho black pots. These are, I had my Epipremnum pinnatum albo in here, but that plant I am restarting, or I restarted already. I took some cuttings from it and I put it into semi-hydro just because she was again just looking a little bit scraggly, and I just wanted to restart it in pawn. So yeah, I'm gonna be putting it into this. It's not a big upgrade. This is a 20 centimeter, I believe. Does it say on the little thing? Yes, so this is a 20 centimeter and this is a 19 centimeter. It's not bigger. This might be even a little bit smaller because of the tapered ending, but we're just gonna go with it. And honestly, I might do some root pruning. It's not something I do often, or I don't think I've ever really done any kind of root pruning, but I like I said, I just cannot, Jesus Christ, this is in here. I just cannot keep sizing up my plants because at some point I won't have space for all of these plants. So yeah, she's pretty root bound. And I mean, I don't know, like Pothoses are so vigorous as is. Should I just, so I think I'm just gonna prune it. I'm just gonna prune it, I think. Right, I think so. I should have gotten like a knife or something, but I don't have one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break up this soil ball as much as I can, even though it's honestly kind of hard to do. It's very compacted. Ooh, okay, that might not work out. Maybe I could just like chop this area over here. You know what? Let me just do this. I'm sorry if this is triggering somebody, but honestly, this is coming off surprisingly easy. So there we go. I'm just gonna get rid of that, honestly. Like, why? It's fine. I think this plant will be fine. She still has a lot of roots, and obviously she will now have actual space to expand those roots. So yeah, I think this will be fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tease her up a little bit, try to remove some of this old soil. The old soil is definitely not bad, but I just wanna tease it up so I can actually put all the cuttings and this plant in there together. And yeah, I am losing some roots, but that's okay. These roots, they're not completely dry, but I can see some dry roots, but honestly, I'm not gonna worry about it. Pothoses are so resilient, and I do underwater this thing quite a bit, which is also another reason why I think a root prune might not be such a bad idea, because that way I can actually stay on top with watering this thing, because this thing would definitely dry out way too much. But yeah, I'm not worried about her, if I am being completely honest. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do with the roots. I'm just gonna go ahead and fill up the bottom of this pot with my soil mixture. I'm gonna use the same one that I used for my Calathea rattlesnake. So just some soil, orchid bark, perlite, and I think there's even pon in here. So yes, very simple recipe. I'm gonna plop her down and I'm gonna bury her a little bit deeper so I can maybe bury some of the stems and get some more root growth going. And now let's go ahead and check out these cuttings and what we have here. I put these in water some time ago. I'm gonna put the water far away from me because I don't know if you've seen my last oh, this kind of smells funky. I mean, I never change the water, so yeah, doesn't surprise me. But yeah, if you watched my last repot and chat video where I spilled a whole propagation glass of water, that's why I'm putting that water far away from my klutzy ass. But yes, she has plenty of roots, so I'm sure she'll be fine. And I just want to make her like look nice and bushy, and this way the new roots will also have room to expand because we created some more room. So I'm gonna try and divide this, but honestly these are all so tangled up. Oh my god, this might take me a second. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and start plopping these in here willy-nilly, trying to kind of create a more bushy look. I'm just placing them in here. I mean, they will obviously do their own thing once they actually start. And I wasn't sure if these would take or not, because I took quite long propagations. Like you can tell, these are quite long vines, and yeah, they took. I mean, Pothoses are just so easy, like such an easy beginner-friendly plant. And if you want to experiment with your plants, like for example, if you want to transition your plants to semi-hydro or do stuff like this, root pruning, whatever, I think the golden pothos is such a great plant for that, because first of all, like I said, they are super resilient, and even if something does go wrong, you can easily replace this plant. This is such a common, easy to replace plant. So yes, I am not too worried. I'm sure some of these vines will, you know, obviously shock and maybe not pull through, but again, I am just not worried. Also, this is not how I would usually pot up my plants. Like this is gonna be very bushy, very crowded. It's probably gonna need a repot in like 2 months time. But I had, like I said, I had these cuttings already going. I didn't want to throw them away. So yeah, we're gonna experiment. This is gonna be such a bushy plant, and honestly, having bushy plants is amazing. But I find that sometimes plants that are like, if you have, for example, more than 2-3 plants in a pot, it can be a little bit stressful for the plants. Like I feel like they don't have as much room to spread. Obviously, the energy or the nutrients in the soil are also limited per plant. So honestly, I am moving more and more towards planting like a single plant in a planter. And also sometimes I just prefer the look of this one. I don't know, this has such small little roots. I'm gonna pot it up, but I doubt that this one will make it, but well. Yeah, sometimes a single plant in a pot can look so much better than just a full bushy display, in my opinion. For example, I think Anthuriums, Alocasias, and those kind of like self-heading plants look a lot better when they're by themselves. Okay, so I filled this up and I'm just gonna go ahead and backfill it. Very simple. I am gonna be burying, I'm actually gonna remove some of these like lower leaves that I'm seeing, just so I'm not burying those in the soil and potentially causing root rot. Oh god, come on, get off here. There we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this, and hopefully she will be happy in here. I don't know. I really don't know, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. Also, y'all, I had such a night. So first things first, I went to bed at around 10, half 11. That's usually my bedtime, and managed to fall asleep, no problem. Woke up at around 1 or 2 a.m. with a horrible migraine, and I was like, oh God, not this again. And honestly, I hate getting migraines during the night even more than I hate them during the day, because during the night it's like you can't do anything. You can just lay there and be in pain, because during the day you can at least, you know, distract yourself with something. But yeah, anyway, had horrible migraine. I was like, I'm not messing. Usually I try to, you know, wait a migraine out and not take pills instantly, but I was like, it's the nighttime, I want to get sleep, so I took 2 pills, because I know that for me 1 pill just isn't enough. So I instantly took 2. Thankfully it worked, like the pain subsided pretty fast, was able to fall asleep, managed to actually get like a nice couple hours of sleep. I woke up at around 8 because I turned off my alarm. Usually I try to wake up earlier, but I was just like, I need to catch up on some sleep, so I didn't have my alarm going on. Woke up at around 8 and I was like, oh great, my head stopped hurting. I managed to actually get some sleep. I'm not feeling too horrible, because usually after I have a migraine, I just feel horrible. And then I was trying to get out of bed and I got a horrible cramp in my right calf, and I was like, dear God. And I haven't had a cramp in my legs for a very long time. But get the funny thing is that literally the day before, my mom was saying to me and complaining how she had a cramp in her leg, and then literally the night after, I had a cramp in my leg. Like, what the hell? What are the odds? And it's just like, it's crazy. But yeah, so we are a crampy household apparently. But yes, thankfully, it's not like horrible. Sometimes when I get these like really bad cramps, I actually can't like walk for a couple of hours, but it wasn't that bad. But still, cramps just, oh, they suck. They suck so badly. Anyway, Golden Pothos, she is done. She is very bushy. I am curious to see how she will do, but again, I don't think we need to worry about this plant. And worst case scenario, I still have 4 more, so like, but yes, I hope she will be happy in here, and I hope I can actually keep her in here for a longer time. And I think she looks really cute in this Elho planter. I mean, you can't even see it. But yeah, I'm actually planning to redo my Vidshow shelf, my IKEA Vidshow shelf. So a little teaser, if you made it this far into the video, this is gonna be one of the upcoming videos. I don't know when, it's not yet done. I'm still waiting on some components, but I will be changing my lights and I will be adding like a back to it, and we're gonna restyle it. So I don't know if I will keep this plant like climbing up the wall. I might just put it like as a trailing plant. We'll see. Anyway, that's for a future video. For now, we are done with this one, or with this task. We're not done with this video. But I do hope you're enjoying this video thus far. And honestly, if you're watching to this point, congratulations. Seriously, you are a champ. We're currently on Thursday, so I probably won't film anything tomorrow because I'm actually going to the movies. We're going to see the Minecraft movie, which I don't know why, honestly. I was just like, I don't have any expectations about that movie. Like, I think it's gonna suck, but I was just like, okay, Minecraft, I really liked it as a child, you know, I played it as a kid, it has kind of that nostalgic feel for me. And also, I found out that Jennifer Coolidge is in it, and I love her. So yeah, I was just like, okay, let's just go see the freaking movie and see what it's like. I mean, worst case scenario, if we hate it, at least we can bitch about it. So yeah, I'm going to see that tomorrow. So I don't think I'll be filming tomorrow, and then I might film some more on Saturday or Sunday. We will see. I'm honestly just doing this. Like, for example, this task, I was just like, what could I do? And I saw that I had these propagations and I was like, perfect, let's do this. I actually have another plant. Let me actually grab it. Some other propagations going on. So I have a propagation of my Syngonium mojito, and this has been in here for such a long time. These roots are gray, but it doesn't have like, it only has like one root, which is so weird. But yeah, anyway, I'm not sure what I want to do with this plant. Like, I don't want to put it back into the mother plant because the mother plant is huge as is. And yeah, so I'm just keeping this basically as a little flower arrangement, I guess, for now. But yeah, other than that, I don't have many propagations. I am propagating my Tetrasperma in water because I also chopped up that plant because I want to restart it. And other than that, I think I don't have any propagations. I do have my prop box, obviously, but you know, I don't have propagations like this. Well, we do have the Linearis propagations we took yesterday. That's right. Okay, I need to stop propagating my plants. I'm repotting a lot in this video, but to be fair, repotting is my favorite plant chore. Anyway, I found another plant that we could repot, and that is my Asparagus Fern. She is so cute. However, she is getting a little bit yellow down here, and I am not certain why. I don't know if this is just normal or if it's due to the lack of light, or my theory is that this is root bound because I did put this into this small little container. When I bought it, I can see a root coming out at the bottom, and I knew that it was pretty rooted when I transferred it into this thing. Like, it was quite a tight squeeze, so I do think that she might be root bound and that she is drying out more than she should. Obviously, this is a plant that doesn't like to dry out. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and repot her. I'm thinking of maybe like giving her a little prune so we can turn it more into like a tree bonsai shape. I think I'm gonna do that. Let me actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna gather some inspo. I'm gonna get my phone. I don't know where my phone is. Where's my phone? There we go, found my phone. And I'm just gonna go ahead and Google some inspo pics for like how I want to style this plant. Like, maybe I'll find something cool. Ooh, okay, this is cute. So I see that a lot of people are putting moss on top of their asparagus ferns, and I actually do have some moss. I have some cushion moss, so maybe we could try doing that. That could be interesting. Okay, let me go ahead and grab my shears. Also, I am gonna be using a glove. I should be using like an actual proper glove, not one of these like dishwashing gloves, but these are a little bit spiky, which I feel like not a lot of people talk about, but yes, these are a bit spiky. These are spiky boys, so they can hurt you. And also my hands are just so sensitive, and I don't know why I keep constantly working without any gloves, because obviously dirt, water, all of that stuff really dehydrates my hands, and my hands look terrible. But I still refuse to wear gloves. I got my shears and I got some cushion moss. I'm honestly not even sure if this cushion moss is alive. I mean, some of it looks all right. I bought this a while ago and haven't really used it a lot. So yeah, we can try it. I actually just thought of maybe putting a top dressing. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but she does have a little bit of a top dressing right now, just some black top dressing. I'm gonna try to remove it, but I think I'm just gonna get like all of the soil as well. So I think I'm just gonna, honestly, I think I'm just gonna toss all of this. Or maybe I could, like, I don't know how to sift this. Like, that's why whenever I use top dressing nowadays, I will just use like the bigger rocks, because these small rocks are just, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah. Alrighty, so first of all, this pot is gorgeous, right? But it's not glazed on the inside. So it's terracotta on the inside. So it dries out, and I can tell this is dry, dry, dry. Oh my God. I mean, the roots look extremely healthy, which is fabulous. But the soil, oh my goodness, this is dry like a desert. Holy crap. Okay, I did. And I thought I was good. I thought I was on top of watering this plant. Honestly, I thought I was over watering this plant, but apparently not. So I'm just gonna detangle a little bit of the top part, because I see that there is just some dead roots over here, and I'm not gonna touch the bottom. I'm not gonna touch the bottom. Also, I am gonna be putting this into a more retentive mix, which is gonna be, I think, good for it. And I'm gonna be using and planting it directly into this planter. This is a cute little planter from H&M that I got, I don't know, maybe like a year or two ago. I used to use this as a cover pot, but now it's been just sitting unused for a while. So I think this will just be a really, really cute combo. But I think before I actually plant her, I want to see if I can remove all of these like yellow bits, because she has a lot of these like yellow like little twigs that are nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. Be very, very careful not to actually damage any of the healthy growth. Will I be successful at it? I don't know. I don't know, but I'll try my best. There we go. Maybe give you a bit of a better angle. But yes, these yellow things are shedding like cray, and you can tell she has a lot of yellowing fronds. I don't know if these will like grow back or what. Like, I'm really not sure. Like, I know nothing about this plant. I bought this plant, I don't even remember. I think I talked about it in a video, so it must have been last fall. I just bought it from like a local nursery because I was like, oh, I always liked the look of this plant. Like, it always looked fun and whimsical. So I was like, okay, let me buy it. But obviously I don't know much about the care other than that they do like to have moist soil at all time. And obviously that would explain why she is yellowing, because her soil was not moist at all. Like, you can see just how dry this is. But yes, I really just love the whimsical look of this plant. But I hope she will like reshoot and regrow. I really don't know anything about the growth pattern of this plant or how it grows. I mean, this is not a actual fern. This belongs in the Asparagus family, but I also don't know much about ferns, and I don't know much about asparagus either. So if I'm doing something wrong here by, chopping it and cleaning it up, please let me know. I just don't want it to like shed all over the place, See, like this, I don't know what to do with this part because some of it is green, some of it is yellow. I'm just gonna take it all off. I'm just gonna take it all off. I think it will just look a lot prettier. It's a shame that a lot of it is like on the inside of the plant, but I'm sure she will recover. I'm sure she will be fine once I actually repot her, give her some more soil to expand her root system, and obviously also start watering her. I think that's gonna definitely help, and I think we can create like a really cool bonsai look. If you've been on this channel, I have been talking about how I want to really just not necessarily collect more plants, although I would love to have more plants. Like, I love having more plants, but I am realizing that I don't have space for a lot more plants. But I'm trying to really curate my collection and make it look really nice. I still want to have a lot of plants. Like, I'm not one of those people who will have like just one plant in a corner and that's it. Like, that's not my vibe. I still want like a lot of plants. I want plants everywhere. I want every single plant to just have have some character, have something unique about them, have some thought and style put into it, if you know what I mean. Whether that be top dressing, whether that be kind of displaying it in a cool planter or whatever. I just think that's really cool. But also, like, planters are so expensive, like so expensive. Like, really nice, unique, handmade ceramic planters are so freaking expensive. And I'm really into the idea of making my own ceramics, my own planters. I think people who have that skill, like the pottery skill, are just freaking so badass. And I wish I could do that. I mean, I could, obviously. It would just take me a lot of time, a lot of practice. And that's kind of the part that I don't want to do. Like, I don't know where I would insert another hobby in my life. But it would be really, really cool if I was able to make my own planters. But yeah, I don't know, maybe in the future. Like, pottery is definitely something that I am very, very interested in. I think it looks so cool, but I know it is quite a difficult skill. Like, it takes a lot of skill, a lot of work, a lot of patience to learn. So yeah, I'm really just butchering this plant. Damn, okay, I did not expect this. But I think this is looking kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I think this is kind of looking cute. So this is what we have so far. And I think that's cute. I know there's probably gonna be some people who are like, God, what did you do to this plant? Why did you ruin it? And listen, it's all for fun. It's all for fun. Plants will grow back. Plants are very resilient. They're a lot more resilient than we give them credit for. So it's okay to have fun and experiment. And honestly, this is such a affordable plant that even if I mess something up, I can just buy another one. And listen, I am learning along the way. And I think that doesn't look bad. Like, it's giving me more of that kind of like bonsai tree look that I was after. So yeah, let me go ahead and grab my soil. I'm not gonna put it on my table because yeah, it's heavy. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and scoop some off to the side. I think I'm gonna fill it like this and then put the plant. I think that's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much because I still have to keep in mind that I want to put the moss on top. Also, the moss will obviously not look the greatest in the beginning, but hopefully with time, it should look a lot better. Good God. Okay, there we go. And now we're just gonna backfill it. Yeah, we're just gonna backfill it. And I think she will definitely like this setup a lot more. For one, she will have a lot more space for roots, and she will be in a much more water retentive mix, which I think this plant will appreciate. And I think she will be looking really, really cute in her new setup, which I will appreciate because I love looking at pretty plants in pretty pots with pretty top dressings. It just really gives you that vibe, you know what I'm talking about? And the vibes are correct. At least I hope they're correct. I don't know. Maybe this will look like hot poop garbage. I don't know. I am not an expert on this, nor do I claim to be. There are people who make just the most amazing, stunning plant art and who really have an eye for kind of how to do stuff like that. For example, bonsai. I took a bonsai class once, and oh my God, like the knowledge, the skills, the precision, the care that goes into a bonsai is truly, truly insane. Like, I don't think I could ever have a bonsai just because it takes so much patience, it takes so much time, and it's just crazy. But the people that work with bonsai and create those really, really beautiful displays, kudos to them. Like, that is truly, truly such an amazing art form, and I love it. Okay, there we go. I think I'm done with the pruning, so that's what she looks like right now. A little bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie. She looks a little bit bold, but I hope that the moss and like once she actually starts growing will help it out. And I don't even know how I'm gonna place this moss. I guess I'm just gonna do it willy-nilly and kind of hope for the best. I don't know. I will see how this turns out. So I just bought this cushion moss. I think it was from PLNTS, and it's just these like little clumps of moss. I don't know how they reproduce. I don't know how they stay green. I don't know what like care they need. I'm not keeping this box under any light, so maybe that's why it's kind of looking like brown and ugly. But I don't know. I kind of like the look. It gives it a more naturey kind of wild look when it's not like completely green. I don't know if like with time it will start to get more green, or like as it gets more light. I would assume so. I don't know. I know my tropical plants. I know what they like, but aside from that, I don't know much. Like I don't know much about growing fungi or moss or anything. I would definitely be interested in learning. I'm just too lazy to do the research myself. Oh God, that was a nasty noise. That was a nasty, nasty noise. I'm just trying to find the pieces that have more green on it. And I think this is actually turning out quite cute, not gonna lie. Like, I think it's cute. And again, I hope that with time the moss will just start growing and green up a little bit more. Also, I'm not sure if I'm like putting too much on or like not enough, or like how compact this has to be or whatnot. And also this will definitely help the plant keep the plant a lot more moist, which is great. Yeah, a lot of this is brown, and I don't know if that means that it's dead. I don't know. I really don't know. Do not take this as a tutorial, please. But I think I'm done. I think that looks kind of cute. What do you guys think? Like, I don't know. I think that kind of looks precious. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, is it the best thing in the world? No. Is it how you're supposed to do things? Probably not. Do I care? No. So I like it, and that's the most important thing. It would be cool if I had like some kind of rock or something like that. I don't have anything big enough, but if I find like a cool like rock or like some stones, I think that would be looking really, really stunning. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and water this and put it back into its spot. Look how stunning the asparagus fern looks when it gets hit by the sun. Like, it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. I really, really hope that she will do well. I actually reused the planter that we got from Miss Asparagus Fern over for my, what is it called? Hoya Sumatra. Wait, is this? No, it's not. Okay, I thought it was sun stressing, but it's not. But yes, she is absolutely stunning. This is probably one of my favorite Hoyas at the moment. Love her so much. It is currently Saturday morning. We went to see the Minecraft movie yesterday, and surprisingly it was quite a lot of fun. It did make me giggle quite a lot. However, something that was so weird, obviously, like, there were a lot of children. We were probably like amongst the oldest people there, but they were clapping. They were like clapping all the time, and I was like, why are we clapping during a movie theater like showcase? I don't know. Like, that is so weird. Like, clapping in theater, clapping in like a musical where there's actual live performers. Yes, perfect, great. Give them their claps. But in a movie theater, it's so weird. And like, I can understand clapping like at the end of the movie, but during the movie, it was so bizarre. But anyway, that aside, I actually just received a huge box You see how freaking big this is? And this is from Nordic Nest. It is a furniture slash like decor shop. It's kind of like on the higher end spectrum. It's not like full high end, but it's kind of like, it's, I would say like a grade or two above IKEA. And I don't know why this box is so huge. I didn't order that much stuff. I wanted to buy myself a cute little table lamp because I have a spot on my desk that is just kind of like, it needs some kind of decoration. And I was like, a lamp. A lamp is a perfect addition to any space. And if your space is looking like a little bit dreary, a little bit sad perhaps, adding plants, I mean, yes, adding plants will help, but adding lamps is such a great way to just create that cozy, inviting, homey atmosphere. So I don't think you can have enough lamps. I almost said plants again. Jesus, what is wrong with me? Anyway, I don't think you can have enough lamps, and I think it's a great thing to have like a variety of lamps. So have a couple table lamps, a couple floor lamps, pendants, you know, all types of lamps. And if you really want to lean into that like cozy aesthetic, go with like warm lighting. That will definitely help your space. And another thing that I ordered are actually some cushion covers, because I really want to add like just more whimsy, more color, more things that bring me joy into my space. I used to be very much a minimalist person, and I didn't really like colors, I didn't like patterns, but now as I'm getting older, I kind of really want to embrace that lifestyle, and I just want to have stuff in my home that brings me joy. And I'm not chasing the trends. I don't want my whole space to be like all white or all gray or whatever, says the person that has literally gray walls, but that's another story. But yeah, basically I'm just trying to add like more color, more whimsy, more magic. And I think if you want to add patterns into your space, one of the best things, or one of the best ways to add patterns into your space is by bringing in some fun little cushion covers, because they are like not, they're not a big investment, and they're not a big commitment. Like if you don't end up liking them, you can just get rid of them. You know what I mean? Or like change them out. So yeah. Alrighty, let's open this big box up. Oh, Jesus, can you even see? This is so huge. But yes, I love ordering from Nordic Nest. They have some really cute stuff. Quite expensive, if I may say so myself, but they do often have like really cool sales and stuff. So yeah. Okay, let's look at the little cushion covers first. Oh my god, they're so cute. Okay, so this is the first one I got. Isn't it adorable? It's like planty, it has little foxes. It is so cute. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Just like some whimsy, some magic, just some character to a space, you know. I hate seeing like all white spaces or just spaces with like flat, solid colors. I mean, they can look beautiful, but I want to live in a world full of magic and whimsy. And I know these are just cushions, but they bring me so much joy. And then this is the other one, also very planty. I mean, come on, you know, I love my florals, I love my plants. It's very grandma-esque, but I love it. I really love it, and I think these two will work very great together. I was thinking they are a little bit similar looking, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a little bit similar of a vibe, but I do like them, and I can pair them with one of my like solid colored cushions, and I think that will be a very cute combo, so I'm happy about that. And then we have this big box. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, she is heavy. Okay. She is hefty. Where did my scissors go? Here are my scissors. And this is a lamp that I was actually looking at for quite some time. It's a really pretty design. It's, I believe, one of their like most popular designs on that site. Also, I'm pretty sure that this is just like an EU shop. I don't think they ship to the States or whatever. But like, you guys have plenty of stores like this where you can get kind of like more high-end pieces, so I'm sure you have similar options. And this is from Scandi Living, if that means anything to any of y'all. But yes, I am just gonna go ahead and unbox this. And I know this isn't really planty, so I don't know, one of my other passions in life beside plants is definitely just decorating my home. I am a homebody through and through. I love being inside my house. I love being at home. So I just want to make my home as cozy as possible. So I also do want to share that aspect of my life. And a lot of you always comment about how you really like my space. So yeah, I want to share what I do to my space. I would definitely be interested in doing like videos like home updates and stuff like that. I think that would be really, really cute. Okay, so this is the lampshade. It is this gorgeous frosted glass. It is stunning and it's hand blown as well. So that is really, really stunning. And then the base for it. Ooh, and this is the little base. So it's a wooden base. I think this is ashwood, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there we go. That's the base, looking really, really stunning. I love the feel of wood under my fingers. Did also order a bulb with it. I just ordered like a regular. I think this is 2000. Okay, that was loud. I think this is 2700. Yes, 2700 kelvins. And this is what I was talking about with warm lighting. You want something under 3000 kelvins for that really, really cozy look, if that's what you're aiming for. If you want like a more concentrated or a more like businessy look, let's say for an office, then you should opt for something a little bit more in the daylight range, which would be 4000, 5000 kelvins. But I definitely want like that cozy vibe, so this will be perfect for me. There we go. Just gonna go ahead and screw it in. Lovely. Or no, do you put the lampshade first? No, you don't put the lampshade first? Okay, how is this? Does this just sit on top? No. Okay, I need to read the instructions, girl. Why am I not reading the instructions? Why am I not reading the instructions? Oh, it goes the other way around. Okay. I see. Okay, I did this wrong. See, never listen to me. You unscrew this thing. This makes more sense. You unscrew this thing from the base, and then I need to be careful with this because this is glass and I'm not. And then you put this on, and then you screw this piece back on. Like these, and then you put the light bulb in. That makes a lot more sense. But yeah, there we go. Isn't she precious? She is actually a lot bigger than I thought, but I think she will look so cute on my desk. Like, I think this will look so adorable. Oh, it looks so cute. Look at it. It is so precious, and I think it really just lights up this a little bit darker of a spot. Also, I have to show you this little guy. This was a gift that I received yesterday. Isn't it so cute? Like, it's a glass, but it has a little cactus inside. Like, that is freaking adorable. And this is what I'm talking about. I want to add more of this, like whimsy and magic, because then everyday tasks that are boring, like drinking water, just get a lot more fun. But yes, love the lamp. Love. This is also where I'm gonna end this week of plant care, plant chores, plant to-dos, whatever. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please let me know in the comment section below. This was my first time trying to do something like this, so I would love to hear your opinions. If you have any critiques, if you have any suggestions of what I could add or improve when it comes to this series, and if you want me to even continue it. But I think it's a fun one. It's definitely a lot of hard work, so I don't know how often I'll be able to upload them. Probably not too often, but I think we could do maybe one every other month or so. I think that would be doable. And not even because it's a lot of work, but more because I don't really have a lot of plant care or plant chores to do. Like on a weekly basis, the most that I do with my plants is water them. And I feel like watering content definitely just, it's kind of boring. Like how, like there's only so much I can do to make like watering content more interesting. So I don't know, let me know. I mean, maybe somebody maybe some of you will disagree with me, and maybe some of you actually like when I just like water my plants and talk about whatever. So if that's you, definitely let me know. Like I said, I'm open to any and all suggestions. Obviously, this YouTube channel is just as much about me as it is about you guys, and I definitely want to cater towards your wants, your needs, your desires. So please never feel afraid to share your opinion with me. I am an open book, and I will accept all of your feedback with an open heart, because again, your feedback, you watching this video is just amazing to me. And I still get so blown away when like my videos like get views or comments or likes. It's such a wonderful feeling. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, first of all, congratulations. You are my absolute hero. Leave me a little, what should we do? Leave me a house emoji. Why not? Leave me a house emoji because they're cute. And I hope you have a super amazing, fabulous, gorgeous day. I hope you have an amazing week, an even better weekend. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.